Howdy, everyone, and welcome to our first installment of
Yaps.
Yeah! Woo!
So today we're actually going to be talking about some serious stuff.
Something serious right now?
Yeah, and it's actually worth knowing about, so don't click off yet, Professor. Today we're going to go over Asian American activism and community resistances. So, Zion, do you know anything about that? Because you took a class for it and you're one.
Wait, Tanya, aren't you Asian American as well?
Girl, I'm Filipino.
But, no, I'm just saying that,
No,
like,
listen,
you're
the
Asian
term is
American.
so
No, oh my
overgeneralizing that-
god.
okay,
No,
yeah.
well, okay, anyways, jokes aside, I do have some things about activism with the Asian American community, especially here in Kern County, or specifically here in the Central Valley. So, do you know anything about the Delano grape strike? Like, have you heard about it?
No, I actually haven't heard about the grape strike. What is it?
Well, you see, I've read an article from the United Farm Workers website that on September 8th, 1965, I think, Filipino grape workers in Delano went on strike due to horrible working conditions and even horrible pay. Well, I mean, dude, I'm striking too if my pay was like, what, $125 an hour?
Oh, no.
And not to mention working out in the heat without worker protection.
Yeah, no, that sounds reasonable.
Dude,
Who was in it? Or I guess what I mean by that is who was it led by?
Oh my god, this dude was so cool. His name was Larry Itlong, and he was born October 25th, 1913 in a small town in San Nicolas in how do I say that?
Pangasinan.
Pangasinan province, yeah. He was called Seven Fingers because he lost three of his fingers in a work accident. But aside from that, he led workers in Delano and striking against farmers, specifically just the farming companies that they were working for. And not to mention, he brought solidarity between Mexican and Filipino farm workers. And solidarity is a really important topic because, like, with just in general, solidarity is just really, really hard to come by, even now. And he even talked with the Cesar Chavez.
Oh.
Yeah. And convinced them to strike with them, where later they formed the very website that I'm reading from now, United Farm Workers, where Itlong was made assistant director. And later on, he died in February 8th, 1977, at the age of 63. His impact is still felt today, where UFW is still a strong presence with farm workers, and across the country, and serves as a symbol of Asian American resistance towards institutional racism.
Wow, okay. He had 7 fingers?
Yeah.
Okay, so even with 7 fingers, he did so much work beyond physical for the Delano community, it seems. And, that's amazing. I think this is why it's so important to talk about their stories, because there are so many activists and ancestors out there that are just forgotten as time goes by. Yeah, they're stuck in history books or reduced to words on articles online. You read about them, but then you forget.
Yeah, I honestly just haven't heard of the Delano grape strike or Larry Itlong before this, so I'm glad I'm reading about it now,
Yeah, I think it's important to tell their story so that their impact will always be recognized and remembered, you know?
Exactly, especially since we live so close to Delano, and everyone talks about Cesar Chavez, which, by the way, has done so much for the community here and all across California, especially for farm workers. But Larry's story still gets, left in the dust, and we have to bring it to light. And every single Asian American activist that is kept from history books, and we just need to bring Asian American pride and resistance towards institutional racism to light.
Heavy on that. Manong Itlong, maraming salamat po. The next 5 seconds of silence goes out to you and your incredible work.
So, as we know, the Asian American fight still hasn't ended today. We're still fighting against all forms of racism,
Yeah, and racism has always been a problem for Asian Americans, especially in pop culture and just society in general. We're the punching bag for everyone's stereotypes and jokes.
Yes.
Like, haha, you know math. Ha ha ha, you have squinty eyes. Anyways, racism doesn't just stop there, guys. It goes way beneath the surface, and this one's a little unexpected.
Yep. You can find institutional racism, get this, at the nail salon.
Yeah, so this one makes me really sad. I love the Asian American nail community. You guys are so amazing and super kind, super talented, and I don't know. I just have the most memorable conversations with all the nail techs out there, and you guys are more beyond the salon.
Well, this may be a sensitive question, but I wonder why the majority of workers in nail salons are Asian or just stereotypically like Vietnamese or just Asian in general.
Yeah, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
According to the UCLA Labor Center, census data tells us that more than half of nail salon workers are Vietnamese women.
Oh.
Yeah, so what had happened was in 1975, Vietnamese war refugees started flooding into the U.S. So there comes Tippi Hedren, and I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. She was an actress at the time, and she ran a program for these refugee women, right? And, you know, Tippi Hedren was beautiful. She acted, she modeled, did humanitarian work, but these refugees admired something else, which was her nails.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
Huh?
No, I'm joking. I love to see famous actors doing humanitarian work outside of the movie industry.
Right.
Yeah.
And this gave Tippi an idea, you know. She called her homegirl, told her, hey, I want you to teach these women how to do manicures.
Okay.
And boom. Nail salons were the way to a stable income.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
To live the American dream. So now the question is, how is
this
this institutionalized
institutionalized
racism? This was one of the only careers that shows us how Asian immigrants were limited to these jobs, which were
Low-wage workplaces.
chemically unsafe workplaces that contain carcinogens and a lack of PPE protections in which they were denied health insurance or paid sick leave.
Workplaces that were filled with harassment.
Sexist.
And physically taxing. Absolutely terrible for the body. This is only one example from the list of careers that Asian immigrants were limited due to their immigrant status, language barriers, and policies. Could they ask for change? Sure. Yeah, sure. But then they'd have to risk their citizenship status.
It's no surprise that people have used the undocumented immigrant card against these workers. I mean, they were susceptible to wage theft and overtime, along with everything else. And if they complained about it, well, threats of firing or deportation.
Yep. Oh, you get called off of work early and you tell your boss, hey, that's really not fair. Fired. Oh, you don't want to work overtime? Fired. Like, these systems in place are so unfair to immigrants trying to make a living in this country. We've fought against the same issues before. I mean, unfair working conditions, low wages, and so much more. It's like the same old story.
And, you know, thankfully, the more we talk about it, the more these abusive behaviors come to light. We know about it, and now we can do something about it.
So in May of 2015, New York government announced an effort to reform the nail salon industry. And this prevent unsafe and unlawful practices. It would also prevent wage theft, you know?
Yeah. Additionally, the California Healthy Nail Salon Collaborative is a community-led fight against the institutionalized racism of workplaces like these. It was founded in 2005 by Asian Health Services, which, by the way, is owned by Asian women.
Yes! Yes!
And this is in order to build a healthy and equitable environment for nail salons.
Oh, so yeah, thanks to them, 320 PPE packages were distributed to nail salons in 2023. And the CHNSC is still working hard and strong to spread awareness of the dangers of nail salons. Asthma, skin rashes, infertility, cancer, respiratory illnesses are no joke.
Right. And thankfully, other organizations are helping as well. So the Asian Pacific American Labor Alliance is the first and only national organization of Asian American and Pacific Islander workers.
Oh, hey,
right?
nice.
And they advocate for POC worker rights. So not just the AAPI community, but also the Black community, the Hispanic community, and, you know, on a more general sense, this tackles a deep-rooted issue that Larry Itliong and other leaders were so passionate about, which was building power for oppressed communities and protecting their workers' rights as humans.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, why are we yapping about this? Like, why are these topics so important? Why is voicing our concerns and getting solidarity from other communities of color in the fight against Asian American injustices important?
Well, yapping is good. Yapping brings awareness.
Yes.
So information is power in this day and age, as we know. Knowledge is power, and that stays true, especially for advocating, you know, when it comes to shedding light on these various issues.
Yes, and a great way to put it by the website makeusviable.org, where they help K through 12 classrooms integrate Asian American history and culture into their daily learnings, which is something new and something that I haven't seen in anywhere. And they said provide every community with the support and resources to begin their conversations on Asian American history.
So now that you know about these injustices, stand up for those who can't do it themselves.
Yes, you can even make changes at home, on your couch, your toilet, wherever. And here's some ideas.
Contact your governor.
Boycott unethical salons.
Tip your techs.
Create petitions demanding justice or stricter chemical regulations.
And support safe brands. Yeah, shame on you big brands that ignore salon labor. SC, OP.
Voices matter. This means you. Yeah, you listening to this right now.
You too, Professor.
This gives you the opportunity to spread the word on these injustices. You heard me. Go, like, right now.
There are no more excuses, y'all. We gave you a list. So, no laters, no maybes. You got this.
Come on, chop chop. We gotta do this.
And remember, guys, be a better human.
Yeah, don't be a